The Hallyu craze is seeing significant growth across Europe, including Northern Europe, fueled by the popularity in K-pop, K-dramas, and other K-culture content. Even a K-pop cover singing and dancing competition is taking place in Sweden's capital, Stockholm, the K-POP Nordics Festival, bringing together competitors from Sweden, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Iceland. The K-Correspondents we connect with today are Vilma, Andersson, and Julia West, members of a team called RCHAOS that have made it through the preliminary round and are getting ready for the main competition. Hello to both of you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So first off, please introduce yourself and your team to the Culture Wave viewers and how you feel about being in the main competition for the 2025 K-POP Nordics Festival. So let's start with Vilma.
Yes, hi, my name is Vilma Andersson and I am 24 years old and a member of the group RCHAOS. We are based in Umeå in northern Sweden.
All right, and Julia, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Julia. I'm 29 years old and I'm also a member of RCHAOS here in Umeå, northern Sweden.
And how many members do you have in your team?
We currently have 9 active members.
All right, so you are 2 members of the 9-member K-pop cover dance team. Very interesting.
Excellent. And Vilma, you could probably answer this question for me. What made you participate in this contest?
Yeah, so we have been participating in this contest for many years now, even back in the days when it was K-Pop World Festival. So then when it turned into K-Pop Nordics, we also applied, and the first time we participated, we actually placed in first. But we have always really liked the competition in itself, and us as a group, we usually focus on one competition each year, since we live so far away from the capital where everything happens. So we really have felt very welcome in this competition, the judge response and the feedback that we get, and it drives us to become better.
So let's focus now on this year's competition. What was your strategy in the preliminaries? Which songs did you perform to and why? And if you could you also show us a few moves on the spot maybe?
Yeah, sure. So this year we are competing with the song Say My Name by ATEEZ. Usually when our strategy for the competition is usually to go for newer released songs. So for example, if we compete in 2024, we look for a song that was released in 2023. However, we do think it's more important to focus on the vibe of the song to make sure that it fits us as a group. And for this year, we decided that we vibed more with the Say My Name by ATEEZ, also because it's a song that we have liked since release, and we are the entirety of our group is are very big fans of ATEEZ as a group. So yeah.
Yes. All right, could we see maybe a few gestures of the moves? Just a quick preview?
Yeah, sure. I think the most iconic one is the riding the car move.
Oh, okay.
Very iconic.
Okay, we see that vibe there.
We are very familiar here with ATEEZ. We do report on them quite often actually in our segment, but as dancers, what are some of the characteristics of Korean K-pop dance that you find unique, and what are the biggest differences between, let's say, K-pop dance and, let's say, other dance genres?
It's a very interesting question, very, very difficult to answer, but I think that some of the characteristics are that I believe that K-pop dance focus a lot on synchronization, to make sure that the group performs as a unit and not as individuals. Also, I think something that is very unique for K-pop is that all of the bigger title tracks, almost all, get their own dance. So that in itself gets people more involved if they want to learn. If they like a song, they can learn the dance of the song, and that dance in itself can, become viral on social media, etc. I also feel like K-pop dance has a mix of a lot of different genres in one choreography. So it can be a variety of different genres in one choreography. And I think also the whole community of it, like learning K-pop dances and posting and talking to people online and all of that, it gives people a sense of community.
Right, and the characteristics that you just mentioned, those were very visible in your performances, I have to say. I was very impressed by last year's performance when you danced to AT's 미친 봄 or Crazy Form. I could really see that synchronization in your group, and at the same time, you could also see each of your members' characteristics. So that is really amazing. And that brings us to the next question. We're really curious how your interest in K-pop actually began. So let's start with Julia. How did your interest in K-pop begin, and also who are your favorite K-pop artists?
My interest actually began back in 2011, and I was just looking at like YouTube videos, and I was recommended Lucifer by SHINee, and I was really impressed with the dance, and I really enjoyed the song. So that made me like sort of go down a rabbit hole. And back then, I was kind of the only one listening to K-pop. So when there was an ad at my school board, like anyone wants to dance K-pop, I just jumped on the opportunity and started dancing. So and my favorite groups are ATEEZ, but also like Purple Kiss. I enjoy Purple Kiss music a lot.
Okay, and Vilma, what about you? How did K-pop interest start with you, and who are your favorite ones?
For me, my interest started in probably 2017 or something. I was going to a music school in high school, and there was a group there of girls who in their like spare time used to dance to K-pop, and that kind of piqued my interest, and I was like, whoa, what is this? This seems pretty cool. And then I started researching K-pop and looking up mostly like BTS in the beginning, and obviously Blackpink. And now my favorite groups are probably also ATEEZ, obviously. I also really like Stray Kids and Hypen. Yeah.
So I wonder, is ATEEZ like a big group in Sweden right now? Or is it a coincidence that both of you like ATEEZ so much? Vilma
I think
or
ATEEZ
Julia?
is. I think ATEEZ is a big group, but the biggest I would say is actually Stray Kids.
Yes. I'm very familiar that Stray Kids does have a very big following in Europe at the moment. And, well, the popularity of K-pop and Hallyu in general, I guess, is on the rise in Sweden and other Nordic countries. How big is it really from, let's say, your perspective?
It is really big, and I'm going to expose my age here. And since I've been listening to it for such a long time, I think I've seen the rise. And the biggest ways to see it is that, clothing stores play Korean music. You can hear Le Seraphim when you go out, and there's a lot more people listening to it casually. Whereas in the beginning when I started, it was really like, if you were listening to K-pop, you would only listen to K-pop. But now it's more like, oh, I listen to some Le Seraphim, or I listen to some Hypen, something like that. It is really, really big. We also have we have Comic-Con here in Sweden, and it started with just once a year with just like comics and things like that. But now it's grown so big that we have Comic-Con twice a year, and it has its own K-pop like area with workshops and performances and quizzes and like trading cards, and it's really, really big.
Very impressive. Now, Julia, when is your big stage gonna be? Let us know about your competition or the final event.
We're on stage on June 7th, which is, I think we're all very excited, but also very nervous about this. But I think, we'll just go up on stage and do our best, as we always do. I think a strength we have on stage is that all of us are kind of silly, and a big, like, what we remind each other is like, oh, it's okay to be ugly, because if you you have to make such big expressions on stage. So if you think you look ugly, you look fine on stage. So yeah.
All right, now last but not least, very briefly, any words of encouragement to your team? Vilma, you first, please.
Okay. I would say keep going. You're doing great. And remember to just have fun.
And Julia, would you like to add anything to that?
We're gonna do great. And remember, as Vilma said, it's just about having fun. We're gonna have such a great time on stage.
Well, thank you very much, Julia and Vilma. We really wish you and your other team members from RCHAOS good luck in the contest, and we just hope you continue to have lots of fun with K-pop.
Fighting!
Fighting!
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to see you back next week. Until then, fighting!
Fighting!